It is that time of year, Jade. It is March Madness. Now, even if you're not a basketball fan, and you're not, full disclosure, you like football.
NBA.
Oh, you like the NBA?
Yes.
All right.
Not college basketball.
So college basketball is way better, but we won't debate that. But March Madness is where these 64 college basketball programs qualify for the NCAA tournament, and it has taken over our culture in that if you're not a college basketball fan, people still fill out brackets. In fact, I think this is true. I don't know if I can prove this, but it feels like the men and women who know the least about college basketball do the best in the office pool, in the brackets. They just kind of randomly pick out of 64 teams, and they go, well, this sounds right. So I thought we would do our own March Madness, Jade.
Okay.
But we're going to look at tuition.
Ooh.
So we're going to look at the Sweet 16. Now, this is the 16 teams remaining. And if you're not a basketball fan, this fires back up tonight, prime time. The 16 remaining teams will begin to play, and we'll get to the weekend, and we'll be ready for the Final Four.
Okay.
Now, we're going to look at the 16 teams, Jade, and I'm going to lay these out first, and then don't look at that yet because I've got a quiz for you. All right, so here are the teams. Alabama will be playing San Diego State University. Creighton will be playing Princeton. Florida Atlantic University will be playing Tennessee. Kansas State will be playing Michigan State. Houston will be playing Miami. Xavier will be playing Texas. Arkansas will be playing UConn, that's University of Connecticut. And Gonzaga will be playing UCLA. Now, of those 16 teams, Jake,
okay,
how many of those teams represent colleges and universities that the tuition is over $50,000 a year?
$50,000 a year?
How many of the 16 have a tuition of over $50,000? I see your husband Sam trying to help you out.
It's like the Price is Right out there. I gotta believe it's half of them.
Really? All right. The answer is 3.
Oh,
only 3 of the 16. But this is interesting to me. They are, no surprise here, Princeton. I mean, it's an Ivy League school.
Okay, that makes sense.
Those people think they're smarter than the rest of us, so they charge you more. I get it. It's the Ivy League. It's like buying a Louis purse.
Whew.
You know. All right, now, here's what's shocking. Number 2 on the list.
I saw this.
Miami.
I'm shooketh.
Now, you are from that neck of the woods.
Uh-huh.
Now, Miami is a great place to visit and live, I would assume.
University of Miami.
University of Miami is only, you ready for this?
Yeah.
$300 cheaper than Princeton. Methinks if you went to Miami, maybe you overpay.
My mother-in-law went to University of Miami. I'm going to tell her what you said.
If you're paying $57 for Princeton, I'll tell your mother-in-law that. I mean, first of all, it's too much to pay for Princeton. I'll get to that in a minute.
I'm shook that I didn't understand that they were that close in
All right, ready?
comparison.
Here's a quick quiz that you can follow along at home.
Okay.
Of the schools, Alabama, San Diego State, Creighton, Princeton, Florida Atlantic, Tennessee, Kansas State, Michigan State, Houston, Xavier, Texas, Arkansas, UConn, Gonzaga, UCLA. Which is the cheapest? I'm going to give you multiple choice. Is it Arkansas? Is it Florida Atlantic University? Or is it San Diego State University? Which is the cheapest?
It's not San Diego.
You are correct.
And
so now it's between Arkansas and Florida Atlantic University.
Is Arkansas the one that's called Razorbacks?
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Then I'm not going to go with them because they seem very popular.
Nah.
So I'm going to go with Florida Atlantic only because I've seen that school. I used to live by it.
Tell her what she's won, James.
Did I win it?
She won Florida Atlantic University. Very impressive.
A lifetime supply of rice-a-roni?
Yes. So there you go. All right. So we won't comment on who's going to win the games. Do you have a pick? Did you do a bracket? Now that I say we're not going to comment on it?
I don't even know what language you're speaking right now,
All right, we'll
Ken.
move on. All right, so let's look at the bigger picture, all right? So we just set that up as a fun way of looking at college tuition, which has increasingly gone bananas. Tuition has risen meteorically, as you know.
Yes.
The student loans attached to that tuition have gotten crazy. We have a great documentary called Borrowed Future.
Please watch it.
You got to watch it. All right, so here we go. Let's look at just colleges across the country, and does the return make the investment worth it? This is the $1 million question.
All right.
And I mean $1 million question. We're talking trillions, all right? Here we go. Most expensive tuition in the country, USC, University of Southern California. Again, to me, it's all about the environment, the branding. Is the Louis purse actually better than the purse you get at Dillard's. I don't know. I don't have a mid-sized brand.
I mean, does it matter what you're majoring in?
You asked a better question. Who cares if you got a Louis purse? Do you have a purse that works?
Hey, come on, Ken.
Come on. All right. Most inexpensive, again, we said Florida Atlantic. Cheapest private school is Grand Canyon University. Most expensive public school is the University of Virginia. And again, I'm from Virginia, but they think they're better than everybody else up there in Charlotte. I'm just going to tell you, it's got some sizzle factor, right?
Okay.
So this is what's going on. The point that I'm making, Jay, is when we look at return on investment, I would say that no one, and I mean no one, including your employer, truly cares a great deal about where you got your degree. They care about, can you do the job? What say you?
I've never, ever, my husband Sam and I were talking about this last night. I've never, ever been asked for my degree.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Right. Nobody cares.
Sometimes.
You're a mama.
Yeah.
You just moved to this area. I'm guessing you guys have got the doctors for the kiddos. You got the pediatrician. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Did you think to ask your pediatrician about their medical training?
I just looked to see, did it say MD next to their name?
You are such an irresponsible mother.
I said,
you
does
ought
it
to
say
be
MD?
ashamed of yourself. How come you didn't ask that pediatrician if they went to a really awesome school?
I looked more at their years of experience. I looked more at the other things.
Okay, very good point. You get my point?
I get your point.
Here? Folks,
I get your point, Ken.
Nobody cares. If you got to have the piece of paper, by the way, two-part question to absolutely be sure, is it the only way? If you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer, as two examples, it is the only way you got to get the degree. But nobody cares. They just don't care. You'd be better off as a lawyer going to the cheapest law school in the country.
Okay.
And spend that money on some nice-looking suits, because that's what they're going to hire you for. If you went to a big-time law school and you're broke and you got a shark skin suit and you look like a skis, they're not going to hire you. These are the facts.